Well, hello, notaries. Welcome to Notary Socials. In this video, I'll be doing something a little bit different. When I first became a notary, I wanted to learn as much as I could in the shortest amount of time. One of the things that I did was listen to audiobooks, and I consumed a lot of video content too. I found myself learning a lot when I was cooking, cleaning, driving, or drifting off to sleep. So I hope this video series of audio learning will help you in your notary journey. So today I will be going over some fairly new terms that have arisen out of our post-pandemic times. So here we go. New notary terms every notary must know. Notaries play an integral role in the United States today by performing important services such as administering oaths and verifying signatures. During the COVID-19 pandemic, their services became even more critical as many people were forced to stay and work at home. States adjusted to this new reality and they passed laws or executive orders allowing notaries to offer their services online. As a result, several terms were created to describe the new online notarial acts. Next, we will go over many of these new terms. Number 1, traditional wet signed ink notarization or TWIN. Traditional wet ink notarization refers to the traditional in-person notarization. During the notarization, the signer is in the physical presence of the notary. The notary uses traditional methods to verify the identity of the signer and witnesses the signer sign his or her name on the paper documents using wet ink. The notary also signs the document and applies the seal on the documents. Number 2, in-person electronic notarization or IPEN. An in-person electronic notarization is like a traditional in-person wet ink notarization, but all of the documents, signatures, and notary seal are electronic. The notary and the signer are in the physical presence of each other, and the notary uses traditional methods to confirm the signer's identity, but both parties sign the documents through an electronic platform. The notary also applies his or her seal to the electronic documents through the electronic platform. Number 3, remote online notarization or RON. Remote online notarizations are conducted entirely online through the use of an audio-visual technology. The signer and notary meet remotely online using a state-approved electronic e-sign technology platform. The notary verifies the identity of the signer using enhanced identification technology such as credential and knowledge-based authentication processes. Both parties sign the documents electronically, and the notary applies the notary seal electronically as well. The notarization is recorded and saved to comply with state laws. The result of the RON is a fully contained electronic document that the signer and notary signed electronically. Number 4, remote ink notarization or RIN. Remote ink notarizations emerged as a direct consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic. They were put in place by emergency state legislation or executive orders. During a RIN, the signer and notary meet online using an audio-visual technology. The notary confirms the identity of the signer and witnesses the signer sign the document with wet ink. The signer then sends the documents to the notary, who will sign the notarial certificate using wet ink and apply the seal to the documents. Like traditional notarizations, the result of a RIN is a paper document with wet ink signatures and a physical seal. As RINs were designed to be temporary, they likely will become law in most states in the near future. Most financial institutions have not accepted RINs. Number 5, digital certificate. A digital certificate is the invisible cryptographic part of a notarized electronic document. It confirms the identity of the notary, who applied his or her seal to the electronic document and makes the document tamper evident, meaning that any changes made to it since the notarization will be visible to anyone who opens the document. The digital certificate confirms to the party receiving that the document that it has not been altered. This is a requirement for lawful online notarizations. The digital certificate, which is issued by a trusted issuing authority, is usually applied to the document at the end of a notarization after the notary signs and seals the document. Digital certificates are valid from 1 to 5 years and must be renewed. They are issued by authorized certificate authority vendors. In some states, such as Texas, notaries are required to send the digital certificate to the state for verification. Number 6, electronic notary seal. An electronic notary seal is the electronic version of the ink notary stamp or seal. It serves the same purpose as an ink seal and is usually an electronic image such as a JPEG, PDF, or other file format. Each state has a different law regarding what forms electronic seals come in. Typically, an electronic seal must include the same information as a physical seal. Number 7, electronic notary signature. An electronic signature is the electronic version of a handwritten signature and serves the same purpose. Electronic signatures can come in a variety of forms, including an image of a handwritten signature in JPEG, PDF, or any other file format on a document, a signature written on an electronic signing pad, or the act of clicking an accept button on a computer screen. Number 8, identity proofing and credential analysis tools. Identity proofing and credential analysis tools enable notaries to verify the identity of the signer during online notarizations. These tools are necessary because it is not physically possible for the notary to examine the signer's physical forms of identification, such as a driver's license. To confirm his or her identity, the signer must go through a 3-step process that involves identity proofing, credential analysis, and the remote presentation of his or her identity document. Thank you for listening to the new notary terms every notary must know. Please comment below if you have any questions or comments. So for Notary Socials, this is Margie Kaplan and the Notary Minute. I want to credit the American Association of Notaries and Evelyn Garcia. Good night, everybody.